everybody, it's back again another video. Alright guys, today's video is going to be about Novak Djokovic, who is just through to the 4th round at Australian Open 2023. Novak Djokovic is through to the second week at the Australian Open 2023 after defeating Grigor Dimitrov in 3 straight sets, 7-6 in the tiebreaks, 9-7 in the tiebreak, 6-3 and 6-4. After 3 hours and 7 minutes, something like that, Novak Djokovic, he comes through. It was much closer than the numbers are actually telling. Grigor Dimitrov, he really went and gave Djokovic a run for his money. Even though he didn't win one single set, Grigor, but Djokovic, he needed to fight for this one. Otherwise, Djokovic would not have been on the court over 3 hours, my tennis fans all around the world. Grigor Dimitrov, especially in the first set, he had actually 3 set points in that first set, Grigor Dimitrov. All those set points he had was on Novak's serve. 2 of them was in that 12 game in the first set, and in that 6-5 game where Djokovic was serving to push the first set to a tiebreak. Djokovic was coming with big clutch serves and big serve plus forehand games and just played big tennis and saved those 2 set points that Grigor Dimitrov had in that 12 game of the first set. And then the third set point that Grigor had was in the tiebreak in that 7-6 point in Novak's serve. But even in that one, Novak saved that with unbelievable great shot tolerance, tennis from the baseline, and won a huge point. Novak, who was actually serving for the first set in that 10th game in the first set, in that 5-4 game, and had actually 2 set points in that 10th game of the first set. But Grigor was not giving up. He was not surrendering. He showed great fighting spirit and saved those 2 set points and broke Novak's serve in that first set and leveled the match to 5-all. And then he took Novak to a tiebreak. And in the tiebreak, Novak was the cleaner player, the more consistent player, was the more solid player, especially when Djokovic was pinning Grigor Dimitrov in that backhand corner. Who can escape from that backhand corner when the backhand cross-court exchanges starts? Djokovic, he can stay and hit backhand cross-court exchanges for entire day. When he pins you in that corner, you are in big trouble. And Grigor, even though his backhand is maybe not a disaster, but for sure it is much weaker than his forehand. For sure. So Grigor couldn't escape when Djokovic was pinning Grigor Dimitrov on those backhand corner with those backhand cross-court exchanges. And Grigor doesn't have a great backhand down the line, so he cannot hit a backhand down the line. He can't. He tried sometimes, but he was more failing than succeeding. So there Djokovic has a big advantage, not only against Grigor Dimitrov, but against almost all the players. It is only a few players who can challenge Djokovic in those cross-court backhand exchanges. Medvedev is one of them. Zverev, a peak Zverev, not the Zverev from nowadays we are seeing. Korda did a great job in that Adelaide final a couple of weeks ago. Holger Rune did a great job in that Paris Master final a couple of months ago. Holger Rune has one of the best backhands on the tour, actually. So to have a chance against Djokovic, you need to have a superior backhand. You really need to have it. You need to be able to challenging him on those cross-court backhand exchanges. Grigor doesn't quite have that. But Grigor have other skills, like a big serve. Grigor, he has a great serve. He really has. He doesn't get a lot of praises for his serve. But he has a good serve, Grigor Dimitrov. I believe he did 15 aces in this match and 4 double faults, something like that. And he lands. He was landing too little first serve scene, in my opinion, to have a chance against Djokovic. He lands 59% first serve scene. He won 68% behind his first serve. He won 40% behind his second serve. Grigor does 53 winners, 50 unforced errors. So Grigor has a positive ratio in winners and unforced errors department. He does 3 more winners than unforced errors. He was going for the shots. He was pulling the trigger. So Grigor he really shouldn't feel ashamed from his performance. He was coming into this match actually with quite good form. He won his first 2 matches in straight sets, Grigor Dimitrov, if I'm not mistaken. So he really gave Djokovic a run for his money. Djokovic, on the other hand, it was a good mode level Djokovic we saw. Not a great mode level, according to me, but for sure a good mode level Djokovic. He did 11 aces, Djokovic, 2 on double faults, lands 72% first serves in. That is a high number of landing first serves. Won 74% behind his first serve, which also is a good number. But Djokovic usually is over 80% in winning points behind his first serve. But in this match, he was winning 74% behind his first serve. He won 42% only of the points behind his second serve. And that is a number that Djokovic is usually much higher. Djokovic usually is much higher in winning points behind his second serve. For sure, over 50% he usually is. In this match, no, he was winning only 42% of the points behind his second serve. Why? Grigor actually was challenging Djokovic from the baseline. Grigor was actually taking to Djokovic from the baseline. Grigor was actually playing big tennis from the baseline. He was taking big cuts on the ball. He was taking the ball early. He was taking time away from Djokovic, especially with his forehand. But even on those best baseline exchanges, Djokovic had the upper hand. Cross-court backhand exchanges, Grigor didn't stand a chance. Not at least according to me. But even on the cross-court forehand exchanges, even on that department, actually Djokovic toppled Grigor Dimitrov. He was winning the cross-court forehand exchanges because they sometimes were challenging each other with big hitting in cross-court forehand exchanges, and it was Grigor who was doing the unforced errors more than what Djokovic did. Djokovic, we all know, he is so steady. Djokovic is so good from the baseline. You need to hit through him. And Grigor did hit through him. He did, like I said, 53 winners. But Grigor, those 53 winners also cost him with 50 unforced errors. For Grigor to have a chance against Djokovic, he needs to do like 70 winners and 50 unforced errors. He needs to be like 20 more winners than unforced errors, which was not the case in this match. He did only 3 more wins than unforced errors. But it was a good level Grigor Dimitrov Djokovic faced. It really was. If Grigor has a better backhand, better returns, better second serve, then Grigor Dimitrov really can challenge Djokovic. But Grigor doesn't have the greatest second serve, Grigor doesn't have the greatest backhand, and Grigor doesn't have the greatest returns. Grigor Dimitrov is a worse version, 3 times worse version of Roger Federer. 3 times worse version of Roger Federer. Let's be honest. It is not any coincidence why we have called Grigor Dimitrov so many years Baby Federer. Because he plays he has a similar tennis style like Roger Federer, but much, much worse. And we all know that Djokovic, he just penetrates those single-handed backhands. He really kills them. He just humiliates those single-handed backhands. We have all seen what Djokovic has done to Tsitsipas, which Djokovic completely dominates Tsitsipas, and now Djokovic completely dominates Grigor Dimitrov as well. Djokovic is leading Grigor Dimitrov in the head-to-head now 10-1. All in all, Djokovic broke Dimitrov's serve 5 times, and Grigor Dimitrov broke Novak's serve 3 times. 1 time in the first set and 2 times in the second set. Actually, Djokovic was double break up in the third set, 4-1 up, but Grigor Dimitrov took back one of the breaks. But in the end, Grigor couldn't take back 2 of the breaks in the third set. And towards the end of the third set, they had some grueling long rallies, my tennis friends all around the world. Djokovic really was fighting like his life was on the line from the baseline with unbelievable shot tolerance, with unbelievable resilience, with unbelievable stamina, with unbelievable never giving up attitude. He was just being a superior goalkeeper in some long, brutal exchanges towards the end of the match. Grigor Dimitrov was throwing the entire kitchen sink towards Novak Djokovic, but Djokovic was throwing everything back towards Grigor Dimitrov, and Djokovic was winning majority of those brutal, raw, long exchanges towards the end of the match. And all in all, Djokovic won majority of those long exchanges when it comes to those long rallies. Grigor Dimitrov's chance against Djokovic, and not only Grigor's, but everybody in the world, they are to win the points on the short rally lengths, between 0 to 5 shots, just to knock out Djokovic fast before the rallies goes over 5 shots. Because when the rallies goes over 5 shots, then it will always be advantage Djokovic, because he's so steady from both wings, both forehand and backhand, and when he pins you in that backhand corner, you are toast. You are toast if you are not named Medvedev, Zverev, Rune, or Korda. Only few players out there can challenge Djokovic on those cross-court backhand exchanges, and Grigor Dimitrov is for sure not one of them. And that's why the head-to-head is now 10-1 to Novak Djokovic, because Grigor Dimitrov has some weaknesses which Djokovic completely exposes. What can we say about Djokovic? His hamstring is still not 100% healthy. Is still not 100% good. It is not, my tennis fans all around the world. He has pain in that hamstring. I am getting worried more and more as I'm seeing Novak Djokovic progress further to the tournament, because the competition will just get tougher, not weaker. The competition will be stiffer and stiffer. And the good news for Djokovic is he has not played one 5-set match so far in this 2023 Australian Open. He has won all his 3 matches in 3 sets or 4 sets. He really doesn't want to play 5 sets here. He really doesn't want to play 5 sets here. That's why the first set that Djokovic clinched was really key. I still believe he would have won the match if he would have lost that first set, a set that Grigor Dimitrov had 3 set points. But Djokovic in the end prevailed that first set in his 5-set point opportunity, because Djokovic also had a bunch of set points in that first set, and he eventually clinched his 5-set point opportunity in that first set. If Grigor would have won that first set, then Djokovic would have been on court even longer, and Djokovic doesn't want to be on court. But Djokovic, he doesn't want to be on court exceptionally long. He wants to win the matches as fast as possible, but that is easier said than done. This is not college tennis. The competition, like I said, will only get tougher and tougher. So, and I have heard him in interviews, he's saying that I'm not training between the matches. So we all know in Grand Slams, my tennis friends all around the world, they have one day off. They play one match, and the winner who wins the match, he has one day off the second day. And Djokovic is not using those days off in practice sessions. He's not training. That is an indicator that he's not 100% healthy. He's not 100% healthy. He's still moving quite good, I must say. He's doing that, but he's not taking he's not going for all the shots like I at least am used to see. If he sees one ball here and there being 2, 3, 4 meters far from him, he doesn't go for it. And a 100% healthy Djokovic, he goes for every ball. He doesn't do it now. He's not doing it. I would say Djokovic is 90% healthy. He's for sure not 100% healthy. This is reminding him about the last Australian Open title Djokovic won 2 years ago in 2021, when he had some stomach problems when he won his 9th Australian Open title 2 years ago. It is kind of the same circumstances, but completely different injury. It is not stomach thing now, it is a hamstring thing, but he is not 100% healthy. He is not, guys. He's taking medical timeouts. He did take 2 medical timeouts in this match against Grigor Dimitrov. So you have to be impressed with Djokovic, man. This will be a challenge for Djokovic. I still am picking him to win the tournament. I am doing it, but I'm not super confident anymore. I really am not. Djokovic can lose this this tournament even if he's 100% healthy, especially against some dudes. Djokovic doesn't lose against Minaur 100% healthy. He just doesn't do it. They have never faced each other, so we don't know how they match. They will face each other for the first time. But 100% healthy Djokovic, I never believe he loses to Minaur. But Djokovic, 90% healthy, Minaur is not a walk in the park opponent you just run away. You just can crush and just destroy. Minaur is a speed demon. He will run down every single ball that Djokovic will throw at him. Djokovic will throw the entire kitchen sink towards Minaur, and Minaur will run down every single ball. So Djokovic needs to be really patient in that fourth round match. He really needs to show great shot tolerance. He needs to serve big. He needs to win a lot of points, a lot of free points. He needs to avoid long exchanges, because Minaur is not an easy dude you just take out. Yeah, it's not. Especially if you're not 100% healthy, like Djokovic isn't at the current moment. This hamstring, he got it 2 weeks ago in Adelaide against Daniel Medvedev. Quite frankly, exactly 2 weeks ago. And it seems that it has not been better. Maybe it has not got worse, but for sure it has not been better. Why? Because he's not resting. When you are hurt, when you have some kind of pain, you need to rest. Djokovic is not resting. At least he's resting in practice session. He's not practicing, but he is playing matches, and those matches they are over 2 hours. They are over 3 hours. This match was over 3 hours. The match in the second round, I believe that match also was over 3 hours, if I'm not mistaken. At least close to 3 hours, that match in the second round. So he's playing a lot of tennis, and we will see how that hamstring will develop in the upcoming rounds. Next up for Djokovic is Minaur. He's taking one match at a time, but Djokovic against Holger Rune. If Holger Rune goes to the quarterfinal, Holger Rune will play against Rublev. So that match, of course, can go either way. The head-to-head is 1-love to Holger Rune, actually, against Rublev. They faced each other in the Paris Masters last year. That great run that Holger Rune had. And Holger Rune actually defeated Rublev in that match in three sets. So that match can go either way. But I know which player Djokovic wants to face. He wants to face Rublev in that quarterfinal. If Djokovic survives Minaur, which I believe he will do. I believe it. With his big serving, with his great serve forehand game, because Djokovic has actually a great serve forehand game. He did a great serve forehand game in this match. And Grigor also. They both did a great serve plus game, with both forehands and backhands. Grigor mostly with his forehand. Grigor did a great serve plus forehand game. And that means you who don't know, you who are not understanding what I mean, when you serve and when your opponent returns and killing the point immediately in the third shot. That is called a great serve plus forehand game. And Grigor did a great job in that department. And Djokovic as well, both with his forehand and with his backhand in the serve plus game. So I believe that Djokovic will do the same thing as Minaur. Minaur doesn't have the greatest returns. Minaur doesn't have maybe the best backhand out there, but Minaur is a speed demon. He's pretty consistent on the baseline. He doesn't give up. He's pretty clean ball striker. So Djokovic will need to beat Minaur. Djokovic will not get and Minaur doesn't have the greatest serve either. Djokovic will not get the win for free. He will need to defeat Minaur. Minaur will not defeat himself. That so much I can be sure. Anyway, I believe Djokovic will progress against Minaur, but then in the quarters, if Holger Rune is there, it will be a challenge for Djokovic. Holger Rune has a big serve, big backhand. Big dude, hits the ball big. Holger Rune is a kind of a player like Korda. And this youngster, they give Djokovic big challenges. So anyway, let's take one match at a time. Djokovic is still the man to beat. Djokovic is through to the fourth round. Djokovic played a really good level tennis match. It was a good level Djokovic we saw against Grigor Dimitrov. Also a good level Grigor Dimitrov we saw. So Grigor Dimitrov should be proud of his performance. Djokovic also should be proud of his performance. But Djokovic is not only concerned about his opponents coming forward now. Djokovic is also concerned about his hamstring. That hamstring is not getting better. Maybe it is not getting worse either, but it is not getting better either. All in all, in the entire match, Djokovic won 123 points, Grigor Dimitrov won 105 points. So Djokovic wins 18 more points than Grigor Dimitrov. Alright guys, I hope you did it. If you did, give a thumbs up, subscribe to the next time. Peace.